Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Gallant, and I want to welcome you to another Cape Conversations. Oh, we've got a good one today. It's all about the Cape Cod Girls and Boys Club over in Mashpee, but they service kids all over the Cape, and it's just such wonderful programs. So come along. Let's have another Cape Conversation. I am sitting with one of the best people I know. I've known her for at least 45 years. Ruthie Provost with the Boys and Girls Club. How are you, Ruthie?
I am great, Melinda. It is so good to be here and to see you and have a chance to talk.
Well, you know what? We haven't had you on the show since way back when, and I think we did it at the Girls and Boys Club, and Dean Coe was there.
Oh,
he was
sure.
doing something. That was 100 years ago, I think,
at least 100 years ago. But I've only been there for 22 years. So, Melinda,
that's true.
The math doesn't quite work out. But, you know, if you come to the math program at the Boys and Girls
then I
Club,
would know.
You would know how this all works.
But I've lived here for 45 years, and I've known you since I moved to Sandwich.
Absolutely.
You know,
we
so
have known each other a very long time. I had different color hair then, Melinda.
Well, we all did. So tell me, Ruthie, what's going on with the Boys and Girls Club? Is something exciting?
Boys and Girls Club is just chugging right along. Our budget keeps growing. Our membership has bounced back after COVID. We are serving 882 Cape Cod children right now.
Holy smokes.
The majority of them are from Mashpee, Sandwich, Falmouth, Bourne, and Barnstable because of transportation.
Right.
We're located in Mashpee, by the way.
Oh, I know you are. You're located on Route 151.
Right off of Route 151, sort of across from Mashpee Commons, and everybody knows where that is.
Well, you're at the fire and police complex.
We're in the town complex there.
Which is what a perfect location for you.
It is.
It really is.
But the fire department's right there. We have thankfully not needed them to come over for an injury very often. But you know, it's very reassuring to know that they're right next door. If a kid gets hurt, we have someone right there that can respond. And plus, the kids love going over and seeing the fire trucks.
Oh, of course. So how many kids from Sandwich?
We have about 100 kids from Sandwich, a total of 882. The next largest cohort would be Falmouth with about 120 to 130, and then Sandwich with 100 kids. It's really interesting because the Sandwich kids, 23 of them are teens.
Oh my gosh.
And we had 26 of them, I believe, go to summer camp last summer.
Oh, how wonderful.
Which was great. And we run a before school program for the kids who can walk down to the schools. We run an after school program in the winter. And then in the summer, we run a very affordable summer day camp. And it's field trip based because so many of our kids' parents work.
Sure.
And when they're working, they don't have time, especially in the summer. You got to make hay while the sun shines. They are working full time, so the kids don't even get out to the beach because, you know, the weekends are when the parents are working and then the kids are at camp. So we are a field trip based summer camp, and the kids go off on 2 or 3 field trips a week, and they always go to the library once a week, and they always go to a beach. So we really make sure they get out and they see the cultural and the heritage of the area. We'll take them to Boston, to the Science Museum, all over New England, and then we get them to the beach. So they're having the same experience that the visitors to the Cape actually have.
Well, all my grandkids are grown up now, and the last one is a freshman in college, so they're beyond that. But I do remember all 3 of my kids and their spouses scrambling to find a place for their kids to go while they were working. Fortunately, sometimes we were available, although I was working back then, and so was Joe. We weren't retired, but you know, we could take care of them at certain times. But it's tough for parents.
It really is, and frankly, after school and childcare is hugely expensive.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hugely expensive. We are less than $1 a day during the school year, so we don't even accept low-income vouchers because everyone can afford under $1 a day. We charge $125 for the entire school year, and then our summer camp goes for $200 a week, and we subsidize that with over $25,000 in scholarship money. So the reality is when kids come to us, parents can afford it.
Sure.
The kids are in a safe environment. We have a full teen program going.
Well, now tell me about that, because, all right, let's go back. Let's go back in history. Oh, I remember when you got the job. I was across the street at Mashpee Commons.
That's right, you were.
And Jamie Regan came to me and he goes, "What do you think of Ruthie Provost?" I said, "Well, she's a terrible person." No.
Horrible, just horrible. You'd probably just stay away from her.
No, I said she was a wonderful person. And it was in the process of getting built. I don't even think it was built yet.
It had been built. It had been 3 or 4 years.
Oh, maybe
it
that
had been
was
up,
it.
and they'd gone through like 3 or 4
That
different
was
executive
it, right.
directors.
But it was the Crafts that did it. Myra Craft, wasn't she a part of it?
Was one of the big supporters when the
Right.
building was going up. Frankly, if it weren't for the Crafts, the building would not exist, frankly.
Right.
They really did a challenge grant, and they bought the naming rights for the club. They're one of our supporters, not my biggest, but one of my supporters.
Wonderful.
And my budget right now, it was about $400,000, a little under $400,000 when I started.
Right.
It's now $1.2 million a year, which I have to raise on Cape Cod annually to keep the lights on, the doors open, staff paid, and programs running. It's quite a huge amount of money to raise on Cape Cod.
It sure is.
Yeah,
it sure is.
especially I just was onboarding a new board member today, and he says, one of the things we don't have going for us down here on the Cape is businesses that will support an organization like mine.
Well, right.
It's mom and pops.
Right.
And they're struggling to stay there above water too. So, we are very dependent on people donating, individual donations, and people coming to our special events. And they're pretty fun, so.
Oh, yeah, of course. So back to that. So you started about 3 years after it was opened. Is that
Yes.
4 years,
Yeah.
right? So you brought in other people with you, right? Now, are any of those same people there? Because I know you kind of organized it with somebody who was taking care of the teens and,
They
helpers.
have come and gone. We're really, and I take pride in this, we're really a starter job for so many young people.
That's wonderful.
Which is fabulous. Our staff right now, my senior staff, my year-round staff, have been with us. The shortest time is 8 years.
Wow.
And the longest is 20.
Wow.
So there's real stability in my senior staff, and they're so talented and so educated, and they really know what they're doing. I don't have to do anything with that kind of thing because they are so smart, and they've all got degrees in the area that my education director, for example, has a teaching certificate in 2 separate areas.
Wow.
She speaks 3 languages.
Whoa.
You can't. My social rec director who runs the gym, he's got his degree in recreation from Bridgewater. So you can't, and the director of operations who runs the program side of things, he's got a master's in psychology. So you can't beat the kind of staff we have and the value they bring to the club.
Of course. And so when you started, that was just like one big program, wasn't it? There weren't teams.
It really was.
It was like a group.
And as a mother, I walked in the door and I went,
This ain't going to work.
this is not what I want to see. I mean, we had first graders and high school kids mingling in the same area. That's just totally unacceptable. And I think it was very difficult for the staff who was there to make the adjustments because they were just getting going, and they'd had such changeover in the top.
Sure.
And none of them were mothers.
Yeah.
And if you're running a child program,
It helps to be a mom.
it helps to be a mom because you have the eye. I know what I would be looking for if my children were going there. And that's what I've always tried to make sure we have in place when a new parent walks in the door, that they sense that there's security and safety and we value their child.
Sure.
And that's an important part of any program like this.
Sure. So now you've come this far, 22 years later. You must be exhausted.
I am not. And that's the beauty of what I do, Melinda. I am always energized by it.
Excellent. That's
It is
good.
always different. I mean, 1 minute I'm talking to you, and the next I'm in the kitchen doing a few dishes.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
and I had a meeting with a potential new board member this morning.
Nice.
You know, and then I had a talk with some staff, and
Nice.
and here I am, and I'm going to go home and work on some documents and some PR. So I am never ever bored.
And you know what? I think women of a certain age, of which we are, that's why some feel irrelevant, is because they get bored.
They do.
You know, but if you keep busy
And
and you have things to do and people to help, which is what you're doing, then you're never.
I have 882 children, for
There you
goodness
go.
sakes. And then we are in the process of capital campaign to
Right.
build a new teen center.
Oh my gosh, where?
Right next door to the existing club in Mashpee.
Oh
and
my
we're
gosh.
working on transportation and trying to figure out how we can get teens from other towns over there. Right
What will
now,
be in the teen center?
oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be their own space. It's going to have a snack bar and kitchen. It's going to have a weight room. It's going to have, I hesitate to say video games, but it's going to have
Gaming room.
physical fitness games that you play through a video program. It's going to have half a gym. We have a counseling room. A lot of our teens are still suffering from anxiety and mental health issues as a result of COVID and that loss. It's really quite astounding to see the amount of angst we have. Our teens are still dealing with, and so we're hoping to have a mental health counseling room, a big space where they can just gather and be friendly, a stage area, a sound room so they can learn to do video and audio stuff.
nice.
It's going to be fabulous. I'm
Now,
so
are you
excited.
teaming up with like the local TV station over
Not
there?
yet. It's not built. We are in
Yeah.
the middle of a capital campaign. We have $6 million plus in the bank.
Wow.
We expect that it's going to cost us 8, maybe higher. We are out to bid with 5 very large, very respected companies, and when the bids come in, we will know how much it's going to cost us.
Do you know who the architect is yet?
Yeah, the architect is somebody off of Cape, but he has a place in Chatham, and he's done a great job on the building. Just fabulous. We're so excited
So
about
is it going to be connected to the?
No, because if it was connected, it would trigger Cape Cod Commission review.
So it's going to be 9,999.
999 square feet, just like the existing building.
I remember those days.
Yes, of course you do. Anyone that lives on Cape Cod knows how this works.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday we can connect the two buildings, but
Yeah.
it is a standalone building. It's going to
Could
be
there
a
be a
good
covered
size.
walkway that wouldn't count?
We'll
Think about that.
We'll think about that. But we're so excited. We are fundraising, so if people want to make a gift, they can
Sure.
go to our Boys and Girls Club website, which is Boys Girls Club CapeCod.org,
Yeah.
and make a gift. There's a donation button on every page. We are looking for operating funds at this time of year. The capital campaign is exciting. And people like to give to bricks and mortar,
Yes, they
which
do.
meant they are sort of
They don't
neglecting
like
my
to give to
lights.
staff.
What the heck?
I know. I never understood that. They don't want to give to administration, but they want to give to bricks and mortar. I don't know whether because they get their name on a brick. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. If someone wants to make me a large gift, though, I will put their name on the wall in the existing Boys and Girls Club. So
Yeah.
we will recognize our
them
donors.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So again, you have $6 million in the bank, and you need what, 8 to 10?
8 to 10 in that range.
I-
We're hoping 8.
I see.
And then we have actually hired a development person. We should have hired her 2 years ago when our budget went over $1 million.
Yeah.
You can't sustain 2 buildings. And we figure the budget will be 150 million to 175 million
Yeah.
when we open the new building. So we're hoping that will help.
Can you say that person's name or no?
Yeah, it's Deanne Mirage. A lot of people here on Cape Cod know her. She worked at Cape Cod Hospital for years
Yeah.
doing the Lighthouse program, which is the concierge health care
Right.
service that they offer there.
Right.
She is very familiar with the Cape, with people who live here, the issues that we face, and I
Right.
believe she just finished the Heritage Project.
Wow.
So we're pleased to have her on board.
Oh
She's
my gosh,
a
that's
dynamo.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Well, and
Congratulations.
it's so exciting to have the possibility of a place for teens. Like you, I raised my kids down here.
Yeah.
I also grew up down here.
Yeah.
And I know where the kids go, the teens especially, when they get out of school and there's nothing for them to do. There's nothing to do on
My
the
kids
weekends.
used to go to the power lines at night.
Yeah, we used to go to
when
the
they
beach.
could drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the beach, of course.
Yeah,
the beach.
in the woods,
Yeah.
and we had our little hangout spots,
Yeah.
but they weren't.
No.
There weren't a place, and we know that we have an impact on these kids. We have surveyed them annually for 9 years now, and those surveys tell us that kids that go to a Boys and Girls Club, particularly teens, are significantly less likely than teens who don't belong to a Boys and Girls Club to avoid risky behavior like drugs, like alcohol,
Sure.
even vaping. It's
Sure.
actually amazing what we have seen. The first time we've seen it in 9 years of doing these annual surveys is we've seen an increase in tobacco use.
Really?
It's like
It's coming back?
it's coming back. I
my
feel like
God.
we're back right where we started with that whole message that tobacco is not safe, nicotine is not good for you. The kids, and if the parents are listening, I hope they'll take a look, because the kids are chewing these things that they swallow now. There's Zins, and it's just, there's so many things out there right now.
Sure,
We're hoping to do some parent education around some of these issues ourselves this year, so parents at least know what to look for.
Sure. Well, sure. That would be, I mean, as a parent, other than glassy eyes or stumbling in, parents sometimes don't even recognize.
They don't.
You know?
Even when you're looking for it, I say
Yeah.
I with real authority, because I saw my son's yearbook after I thought he'd gotten through 4 years.
There you go.
Without getting into trouble. And there it was, laid out in black and white.
Well, the good news is you could hold it over him. But
Yeah.
didn't he graduate and isn't he an attorney or something big?
I've got a baby who's an attorney.
That's
He's a
right.
deputy attorney general in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And my oldest is the managing director of the University of Michigan's robotic department.
Oh, well, there you go. He turned out okay.
They both made it. And that's what I want to make sure
Yeah.
that the teens who come to the Boys and Girls Club, and right now there's 300 and something of them, that the teens who come to the Boys and Girls Club have that same advantage. They have someone there who's willing to listen to them, to validate what they're thinking, to help them get through problems, to put them on the right path to success, to help them with their homework. One of the things that we do is we take teens whose parents are working and maybe not available. We take them to visit college campuses. You have a
Wow.
teen that wants to visit a college campus, let us know. We have gone all the way up to Maine, and we've all gone all the way down to New York and over to Pennsylvania. And
Oh my gosh.
on half days especially, we'll take the vans and we'll say, okay, we're going to go visit a college now. And the kids have told us what colleges they're interested in. They just did UMass Boston, which is one we had never done before. They had a great time up there checking that out. And I believe they're going to BC on the next half day. But any college that the kids that you know or anyone knows or is interested in visiting,
Sure.
and the parents can't get them out there to take a look at the college, let us know. We arrange a tour, we take them, and it's a great experience for the teens especially.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. How wonderful.
Yeah.
So there are a lot, I mean, obviously, you and I both live in Sandwich. But on Cape Cod, there's a lot of older folks.
Yeah.
And our kid population has been somewhat dwindling because it's the high cost of living here, for sure. So if I'm an older person and I've got a kid somewhere else who's got kids, I've got grandkids, and they say, hey, can I leave the kids with you for a month this summer while we work? You know how that works?
I do know how that works.
So what can we do? Where can we go? What would you tell them? How would they get involved with you?
They could actually, our summer camp is by the week. We don't do a daily fee or anything, and during the school year it's drop-in. You don't have to sign up for a week. You don't have to sign up for a day. The kids just come whenever you want them to be there, whenever they want to come.
Yeah.
It's totally accessible in the winter. The summer we run a licensed camp, and because we're a licensed summer camp, we have to adhere to certain rules.
Which is a good thing. That's not a bad
thing. And so they
thing.
sign up for the week. The reality is, though, that our fees are so low and our camp is so good that by the time we've opened registration,
it's filled.
It's pretty much filled. But if
somebody knows that they're
coming, know in advance, for example, my kids from Michigan come, they go away on vacation. I take the 2 boys.
Right.
And the 2 boys go with me to work, to summer camp. My kids
That's great.
go through the whole process. They fill out the paperwork, they write the check, the kids go to camp.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, I pick them up and we go and have a blast.
Oh, that's great.
So, that works out very well. But in terms of our senior population, we really need, kids want adults to listen. They want people to validate what they're thinking of.
So do you have volunteers that are older?
We do have volunteers. And we have a one gentleman who's slightly older than I am, who comes in every day, Monday to Thursday, and tutors the kids math.
Oh, wonderful.
I have a reading specialist who is now doing literacy. So if you have a kid that's having trouble with their homework or their schoolwork, we do homework help every day after school. We do free individual tutoring for kids who need it more. We have an arts program. We have a drama program. We have a newspaper.
Oh, you have I didn't know you had a drama program.
Oh, yeah, we got a drama Melinda!
I was going to say.
Oh, my God, we could use a good director.
Hey, anytime, just call me. I'll be there.
Be careful what you say to me. It's on
Well, I got to do something, in my retirement.
But and we have a whole phys ed program. We have character and leadership programs. We really run the gamut of things that kids might be interested in. We do STEM programming. Every day there's a different STEM program. So there's always something for kids to do.
Oh, that's great.
We do job skills for teens.
Wonderful.
It's a great program. And
well, now tell me, you just did something up at the State House. What was that with a beautiful painting?
25 years ago, when I was a state representative, back in another life, I looked around the State House, and I have a lot of friends. Obviously, we live on the water down here. I have a lot of friends who are in the Coast Guard.
And we have a Coast Guard station right here.
We have a Coast Guard station. We have an Coast Guard air base on Otis. So I looked around the State House. Now, we're a maritime state. They have the sacred cod in the House chamber.
Right.
They have the holy mackerel in the Senate chamber.
There you go.
Okay, they're hanging right there, fish, because we're a maritime fishing state. Nothing in the entire State House recognized the fact that the United States Coast Guard even existed, much less that it was born here in Massachusetts.
Oh my God in heaven.
The Coast Guard has 3 founding organizations that merged to become the U.S. Coast Guard. All 3 of those organizations started here in Massachusetts in the 18th century.
Why was that, though?
I don't know why.
When you brought it to their attention,
so
what did they
filed
say?
legislation. I said, this has got to change.
Yeah.
And so I got, in 2000, with session laws of 2000, we got legislation passed to create a spot on the 2nd floor outside the Great Hall, which is where all those flags hang. And then I lost my seat. The original artist who was going to do it for free died. And the project sort of lay moribund for a while.
Wow.
And then I have a couple of very good friends who are Coast Guard people, retired at this point. And I was talking about it with them, and they said, well, let's get this thing going. So Greg Ketchen from the Coast Guard Heritage Museum in Barnstable and I co-chair this group of retired, pretty much all Coast Guard Academy officers, great group of people. And then we included the Kathleen Davis from the Mass Humane Society, which is not the Animal Rescue Society. It is the life-saving service that started in the 1700s with surf boats that used to go out and rescue people when there was a shipwreck. Boston Light is the first light in Massachusetts, the Light Keepers.
Hey, I did a show at Boston Light.
I remember that.
Yes.
I do remember that.
It's my most favorite show ever.
It was so
and going
cool.
out with the Coast Guard wearing the survival suit was quite funny.
Yeah, it was. It didn't look fun.
Bumpy. But.
Right, and then the Revenue Cutter Massachusetts was built right here in Newburyport, which was the first commissioned United States vessel after the revolution was over, commissioned by General Washington,
Oh my
then
gosh.
President Washington, and Alexander Hamilton was the founding father of the U.S. Coast Guard.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
and all these things started right here in Massachusetts. So this thing died, and then we decided we were going to revive it. And then rather than a boring bronze thing with an inscription on
Right,
a
that
wall
nobody would
someplace, we decided we were going to try and do a painting, a mural originally, and we had a nationwide search of some of the best marine artists in the
That's
country.
wonderful.
And it's 9 feet by 8 feet.
Wow.
It's massive. You see it as you come off the elevator. We hung it 3 weeks ago because the artist, it was so big, the artist needed to get it out because he rented space to paint it.
Wow. Who was the artist? Do you
The
remember?
artist is Russell Kramer out of Mystic, Connecticut. He's one of the
Wonderful.
best marine painters in
Yeah.
the country.
Wonderful.
And it's on the wall. Then we had created a thing across the top with a carved eagle and commissioning banner, red and white commissioning banner across the top, and then a plain frame around it. We framed it this weekend. We are still fundraising for the bronze plaque that's going to go underneath and explain what people are seeing
Yeah,
on the wall
yeah.
there, this massive painting, what it is and the history
You
of it.
can't get a few $100 from the State House to do that?
No. The whole premise is you do private fundraising
I
to do
see.
this.
I
So
see.
we had enough for the frame and to pay the artist, but right now we are at a standstill until people,
So it's not hung yet?
it is hung
It
because
is.
the artist needed to move it.
Okay, so
And it
there's
was
the good
massive.
news. It's
The-
there.
It's hung, it's there, the frame is there, but we are fundraising. And people can make donations if they value the Coast Guard and what they do for our state.
And where would they make them?
They make them at the Coast Guard Heritage Museum's website in Barnstable. All the way down at the very bottom of their page is a button that says Donate to the State House Mural Project.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, see, aren't you glad we talked about this now?
I am
You are
glad.
so multifaceted.
This
you have so many things.
takes me back to my prehistory, so to speak. And it's been really good because the State House art curator, Susan Greendyke, started this process with me 25 years
Isn't
ago.
that amazing?
And she's still there. I think she's been holding on till she can retire till we finish it.
There you go. There
So
you
I'm
go.
so excited about it.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
It's long overdue.
So the Maritime History Museum.
Coast Guard Heritage Museum on Barnstable. Do you know the brick building used to be the old comedy club?
Way
Right
up
through the light, go through Barnstable
on
Village,
the
go
right-hand
on
side
the
as
right
you're
hand
going out
side.
down Cape.
Yes,
right.
as you're heading down Cape. It's a
okay.
fabulous museum.
It's a Coast Guard. I didn't realize it was
It's
Coast Guard. I
Coast
just
Guard.
thought it was maritime. but-
No, it's Coast Guard
Coast-
Heritage Museum.
Excellent.
And it's
excellent.
a fabulous place. People should, it's
wonderful.
closed right now, but it will be open again in the spring. And it's
Sure.
wonderful collection of equipment and ship models, just wonderful.
Oh, maybe we should take a road trip. If I can
You
get my producer to let me take a road trip, that would be good.
Producer!
That would be a fun thing. So
Yeah.
Well, listen, the time has gone by so quickly. I want to thank you for being with me today.
It's
so good
been
to see you.
delightful.
I see you on Facebook, but we never get to sit and talk.
Never. This
Never,
is a
never.
treat.
So a treat for me too. So thank you again, and listen. Good luck, Teen Center. Give, right to the
Yes,
Teen Center.
absolutely. The Teen
If you've
Center.
got kids, get involved. Have them get involved
Absolutely.
with the
Come
Boys
over and
Girls
check
Club.
it out because it really is a wonderful opportunity for kids to have time with other kids and to socialize and
That's
to learn
wonderful.
some valuable stuff.
And let me know what's going on in their theater program.
I will.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, Melinda.
Wow, Ruthie Provost was absolutely amazing. And she's the executive director of the Cape Cod Boys and Girls Club over in Mashpee. Oh my gosh, all that they're doing there. And they're building a new teen center. How exciting is that for the youth of the Cape? So I want to thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time on another Cape Conversations.